You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
What a beautiful day for horses in the morning.
You are listening to the #1 horse podcast in the world. Here is your entertaining look at the horse world and the people in it.
Well, good Wednesday morning, everybody. I am Glenn the Geek from Ocala, Florida.
And I'm Jamie Jennings in Norman, Oklahoma. You're listening to Horses in the Morning on the Horse Radio Network for Wednesday, July 22nd, episode 4002, brought to you today by Chewy. Good morning, horse people.
You know, we've been working so long. We had 4,000 in our sights for a year. And now it's like, oh, it's going to be 4 years before we get to another 1,000.
It's like the day after Christmas.
Yeah, it is kind of that way a little bit, actually. Well, today we have Danielle and Meg. They're going to introduce their new podcast, which starts tomorrow here on Horses in the Morning. They're one of our new Thursday shows. It's called the Mustang Journey. You'll never guess what it's about. And we're going to chat with them today. We also have Steve Kraus, head of Farrier Services at Cornell University, talking about summertime hoof care. And do you have weird news?
Oh, yeah, we do.
People sent in some? Okay.
Yeah.
We have no post-show today because I have an appointment that I have to get to right after we're done recording. But tomorrow, or Friday, we have a very special post-show that's a little bit different for you. So you can look forward to that. Jamie, we talk about weather a lot, but, we're horse people, so weather affects our lives. But, oh my God, this whole country is just crazy. We have floods in Texas. I mean, some bad floods in Texas. If you look at that app that shows where the fires are, it looks like the whole western part of the country is just burning. And yeah. I know we have a lot of friends that are dealing with that right now. The Northeast had some wild storms yesterday. I mean, Lancaster County, where I grew up, had all kinds of damage, and Philadelphia, some of the videos out of there were crazy. And I got to tell you about this farmer video I saw on, I think, Instagram. So this farmer in Ohio, and he farms lots of land. And he got a call from one of the owners of the land, and the owner said, all of your crops are gone. And he said, I don't think anything about that because one person's version of gone is different than another's. Then he drove over there and he showed the video. So he had a cornfield that must have been, 1,000 acres. It was enormous. And then he had a soybean field right next to it. The corn was completely flattened. It was 5 feet tall. Completely flattened. And a lot of it was just sheared off 2 inches above the ground. I mean, nothing left, just gone. The whole wind. They had a Derrico kind of wind. And
Derecho.
Then the soybean field, which was just as big, didn't even look like anything was planted. It was just gone. The plants were gone.
Oh, my God.
So this poor guy's, looking at these fields and how much money he spent, right, to plant them and to do all of that, to fertilize them and everything. And he said, it's just gone. And it was just gone. There's nothing to salvage. It was crazy wind.
That sucks.
I know Kentucky
we had a derecho a month ago, and now we're in a heat dome. So that's fun.
Yeah. You guys are going to get really hot next week, I saw.
Since when did Florida become the safe place to be?
Hey, come on down here. We're nice and cool at only 95 degrees.
Yeah.
Now, it's still 1,000% humidity, but, fortunately, not fortunate for Texas and Louisiana, but fortunately, Bertha or whatever that storm's name is headed that direction and not ours. So, and there's that also, tropical storm to add to the list. But we're thinking about everybody that's been through everything here. It doesn't matter where you live, you're going through something right now.
Yep. July sucked everywhere. I've said that my entire life.
Yes.
From the podcast to the barn, here's some hidden birthday wishes to keep you warm.
Well, happy birthday to Leah H. It's her birthday today, and thank you for being a supporter and an auditor. And also thank you to everyone who attended our Zoom call for episode 4000 on Sunday night. That was so much fun. I think we had 60 or 70 people there. And I know you, for some reason, I couldn't see everybody because I had us up on the screen, but I know you were checking everybody out. And it was so nice to have a live audience. It was
fun. So I could see on Zoom like little pictures of people, like the people that had their cameras on. And all I was doing was try to make people smile or laugh. It was like a personal challenge. I may have overdone it on the show because I was like a little extra, but yeah, it was really, really fun.
Well, and we don't see people normally. We don't know whether they're laughing or not.
It was so fun. I was like, oh, I'm watching their faces. Y'all didn't know I was staring at your faces, but I was.
We'll probably do that. We'll do that occasionally just because it's fun. But it was so great to have all of you there. And thanks you for all the nice, the hundreds of nice comments we got about the show and about everything we try and accomplish here. Now it's your turn.
Well, I have to give my first Daily Winnie out to a very special new listener. I say new listener. I think he's listened before, but forgot how to listen, so hasn't been able to. But I sat on the phone with my father, hi, Dad, and explained to him how to listen to podcasts. And I'm not going to, you know what? It's fine. So he's in the hospital. He had a knee replacement. So he's in a rehab facility. So he's sitting there and he's really bored. So I'm like, Dad, we've gone over this. Like this is a button you hit, that little purple one with circles on it. Hit that. I've already followed us. Like everything should be right there. He can't figure it out. So as he's sitting there, this nurse walks in and I'm like, put her on the phone.
She knows how.
Put the nurse on the phone. Give me the phone. He's like, my daughter wants to talk to you. And so like, I'm like, listen, he has got to. So now what I'm having to do, he couldn't figure out the icon and the link. So I'm having to text him every single show. So today I will be texting him this and he will be listening to this later. Hi, Dad. Hope you're feeling
feeling It's been a long time
better.
since your dad's made an appearance on the show, actually.
It has been. So yeah, so he's in Madison, Georgia at a rehab facility recovering from a knee replacement, which is totally normal at 81, right? Like that just happened.
God, isn't it amazing that they can do that? I mean, it sucks and you're hurt for, the next week or two sucks, but boy, they replaced your freaking knee.
It's crazy.
It is nuts. It is nuts.
Also, by the way, I wanted to give a little shout out to Rebecca. She got a new mini horse, a little black horse named Caden. Oh, I used to date a guy named Caden. He sucked. You're going to have to change that. So congratulations on your new mini, the one you used to call Caden. And she's going to train him to go to like nursing homes and libraries and stuff. So that's super cute. So congrats, Rebecca.
Well, and she also asked that I get the listener on from episode 4000, Tegan, who teaches minis to be housebroke. So Rebecca said, I want to do that with my mini, so get her back on. So she's coming back on next week to teach her, to tell us how she teaches her minis to be housebroke. So
gotcha.
We're going to do that next week. And we haven't had a horse report lately.
Oh gosh, yeah. It's 1 billion degrees. So I started at 5 o'clock in the morning. Super fun. Yeah, but it's going good. I have a horse named All In Okie. And if you write it down, it's All In, spells Alan. So I call him Alan. So we've got Alan, because I've had so many Okies. Alan had kissing spine surgery a couple weeks ago. And, I love Horse and Hound for giving him a chance. Like this horse had no chance. And so he had kissing spine surgery and she sends all the ones here for rehab. So been doing rehab on him. And then do you remember the horse Candy Fugitive? He's a horse that came to me and they delivered him. He didn't ever go to the rescue. They just brought him straight here. And he was like 3-legged. And it turns out he had a bone. I took him to the vet. We did all this stuff. Turns out he's a bone chip in his ankle, back right leg. So I talked to y'all about helping with the surgery. I was like, donate your cup of coffee. Well, your cup of coffee was used to do surgery on him. And he's back here. And I've been riding him. And God, he got adopted. Yay!
Oh, yay.
So he's here for a couple more weeks.
That's a real
until
success
the
story
comes.
there. Yeah.
It truly is. And I just can't thank everybody enough who sent their coffee money to Horse and Hound to help with the surgery. And people sent more than coffee money. So I do appreciate that. But Candy Fugitive got his surgery. He's been here. He's going to a lady in Florida who is just awesome. So I'm super excited for him. And
he's going to become a Florida man.
He's going to be He's going to be in Ocala, Glenn, right down the street from you, actually.
That's funny.
So very cool. And then Butters got his first bath yesterday. So it was
His first bath? Like first bath ever?
His first bath. So he thought it was going to be very traumatic. And then he realized it's 105 degrees outside. Good. This is awesome. That's his thing. Like, he's kind of like, what are you doing? Okay. He's Butters. Like, he's Butters. Like, it's so great.
That's that quarter horse in him there, I think.
Man, it's awesome.
And an Amigo. What's Amigo up to?
I love him so much. And so there's this company. I got Facebooked. Man, I got Facebooked. You know, like, I see this advertisement for this, like, braiding tape. So you braid your horse's mane and then you put this tape at the bottom and it doesn't stick to the hair, it sticks to itself. So like you can, instead of using rubber bands, you can use tape. And then I went to the tape company and they were like $4 a piece. And I was like, that's so cheap. So then they're like, but we have this multicolor pack and you can buy all of the colored tapes to braid your horse's hair and make colors. So that's what I did. I bought them and they came in yesterday. And so I braided Amigo's hair today after riding him. And he and I both were wearing matching purple. Chad's like, are you serious? You put purple in his hair? I was like, is that or pink or green? So yes, he has purple tape in his hair. So I'll let you guys know how I feel about that product. I actually think that if I really like it, we should contact them for sponsorship. Although I don't know how. It's so cheap. It's so cheap. It was like $4 a roll. So anyway, it's great. I love him so much and it's unhealthy how much I love him. It's like him. Yeah, it's going great. And then Zoe rides with me a couple of days a week and she rides Ace. So it's just fun. There's something so satisfying and y'all can chime in on this, but like so satisfying about getting up. This must be what people who go to the gym before work feel like, like we got up, we made it happen, and now we can just coast the rest of the day. So it's so fun to get up early and ride. And I mean, I was done by the time we did this show. So it's a very satisfying, you feel like you've gotten something done if you can get up early and ride your horse before work.
Yeah, and like in the rest of the country right now here in Florida, mostly because of the humidity, if you're not done by 10, you're screwed.
You can't do
die.
It. I do have one other new horse daily Winnie to give you, and I will not talk about the irresponsibility or giant gamble that my friend Larissa took by buying a horse in North Carolina off of a 90-second Facebook video. She saw the video.
We don't know anybody else that's done
called the lady and bought the horse. So I was in Colorado and I get a text, I can't be left alone. And I was like, oh God, what did you do? So I call her and she's like, oh my God, she sends me the video. And I was like, oh, that's really nice. You need to get some videos of this and the transition. She was like, I can't. I was like, why can't you get transition videos? Like, it's a beautiful horse and it looks very fancy and very expensive, but like you need to have videos of the transitions. So she's like, I can't. I said, why not? She said, because I already bought it. So her new horse arrives today.
Alike. It's unbelievable. You two are meant for each other.
I love it. So, I mean, like, I'm so proud, but I'm also like not proud, but I'm so proud. So anyway, congratulations, Larissa, on your new horse, and I'll be over soon to come see it.
Well, managing your horse's medications doesn't have to be complicated. Chewy makes it simple. Just add your horse's prescription to your cart and check out with your vet's information. Chewy handles the rest by reaching out to your vet for approval and shipping your order right to your barn in just a few days. From allergy relief to joint support, everything your horse needs is just a few clicks away. Plus, Chewy's licensed pharmacists are available 24/7 if you have any questions. Visit chewy.com/equine to get started today. For trusted care delivered for the life with horses, there's Chewy. Well, Jamie, we are very excited that we have a new Thursday show coming to Horses in the Morning, and it starts tomorrow. It's going to be the fourth Thursday of every month, and we have Danielle and Meg are here to talk about it. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Hi.
Thanks for having us.
Well, let's start with Danielle. Danielle, we met you at the American Horse Publications, and I heard you and Jamie spent some quality time together.
We did. We did. We were instant friends, and we were brought together by our friend Tito. And Tito
He's a good
connected
guy,
us. He's a good dude. And the rest is history. Here she is.
Yep, that's how it happened.
Well, you're both with the Mustang Heritage Foundation, and the new show is going to be all about Mustangs, and we're excited about that because we actually did work with you guys years ago, and then your organization has gone through some transformation, and now there's new fantastic people there, and we're just happy to work with them. Meg, you're the director of marketing over there. Talk to us about a little bit about the revised Mustang Heritage Foundation.
Well, I think, moving forward, we have a really unique opportunity to reach, current Mustang owners and provide opportunity for them as well as future Mustang owners, creating a place a community where they can learn and grow not only in their level of training, but also the opportunity to do things with their Mustangs, go to shows and build that community and relationships across the board.
So Danielle, you're the director of programs, and that is the thing that the Mustang Heritage Foundation was best known for, right? So where are you going forward with that?
Well, let's see. So the big program that we all know about that was cut was the TIP program, the trainer incentive program that helped gentle Mustangs. And rather than providing grants to individuals, we're really turning more into a community foundation, if you will. So we are now focusing on grants towards groups and facilities that either want to, there's two different directions, that either want to host events that are for Mustangs or have Mustang classes, anything that will really put the Mustang out in your everyday competition out there, or we're continuing support of adoption education. So clinics, demonstrations, we're really leaving the community to be creative with that, but how can they promote Mustang adoption and not just getting a Mustang, but doing it well and doing it right so those Mustangs stay in good homes, because that's a challenge that we do see. People who don't know what they're up for when they get a wild horse, end up not knowing what to do with it. So we're trying to really support quality education on adoption.
And Meg, is that one of the things you hope to accomplish with the podcast, right?
Yes, absolutely. I think being able to create awareness to the general public, especially those that already have Mustangs, that there is resources for you to, improve your horsemanship, because Mustangs require a little bit more of you than the domestic horses. I feel like it's not a negative thing, but they just require you to bring your whole self to the table. And, you need to learn from other people. It's not about just trial and error yourself. Why reinvent the wheel?
Well, this show, we've been partial to Mustangs ever since Jamie went to prison to get a few. And
That sounds so bad, dude. But yes, I have been to prison a few times.
And that's when our really interest in Mustangs started, was when she did do that. And, and Zeus, her Mustang, became a popular fixture on the show for a lot of years. Mm-hmm. Mainly, and this applies to what you were just talking about, his nickname became Damn It Zeus. So that kind of says a lot right there.
Yeah.
Tomorrow on the show for your first episode, Danielle, you actually have somebody from Maryland who is adopting that idea of programs and incorporating into what they're already doing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Ann Hanlon is one of our guests on the show, and she was part of the running tip challenges back in the day. And then when the program ended, she was like, I'm not stopping this. Let's keep going. So she created a nonprofit and kept running with it, and actually opened it up to more open shows, which for non-Mustang people, that means a lot of Mustang shows used to be only for freshly adopted Mustangs, the Extreme Mustang Makeover, the tip challenges, that kind of thing. But now we have all these Mustang owners that are like, well, I want to keep showing this Mustang. I kept it. because I love it now. So what do I do with it? And so she and actually the foundation both are opening up more opportunities for long-term Mustang ownership too.
Obviously it's still an issue nationwide, right? They're bringing more and more horses into holding. Are there any programs that are really trying to get the word? I know we had a program years ago, and there's been various programs over the years trying to get the right people into owning Mustangs and getting them out of the holding pens. So yeah.
I mean, so I came into the Mustang world just 3 years ago now. And what I see as a new person in this community is that there's like this hardcore group of Mustang people, and they know what they're doing. They're very good at it. They love Mustangs. That's their whole life. And that's great. Like, they are going to be the core people who gentle them. However, you need more owners and adopters that once they're gentled are interested in Mustangs, right? So somewhere to move those horses on to the rest of the industry. So that's kind of where I'm aiming our goal of, like, why don't we get more horse people interested in Mustangs across the board? Because not everybody has to gentle them or be good at that. Not everybody's going to be good at that. But once they're trained, they can be anybody's horse and they can really do anything. So that's kind of the direction we're pushing it, is trying to find more Mustang owners on the other side of the gentling.
Jamie, you trained thoroughbred. You've trained almost every kind of horse, but mostly thoroughbreds, and then also Mustangs. The big differences?
Well, that's a good question, because it surprises people, the answer. Between training a Mustang and training, say, a remedial horse, which is a horse that has been abused, comes from the kill pen, all of that, Mustangs are so much easier to train because they're blank slate. Like, you accomplish a task with the Mustang, like, I'm going to touch you right here. And if you approach and touch them and then retreat, you're good to go. And you've cleared that spot. Like, you can just continue to move on. Where like a remedial horse, or a horse that has been whacked in the head, or his head shot, it's had its ear twisted, you have to repeat the positive 4,000 times to get them through it. Where a Mustang, once or twice and you're good. So I do find that Mustangs are a lot easier once they've been gentled. They're probably a lot easier for normal people. Like right now, I live so close to Paul's Valley. I would love to have a pipeline of Mustangs through here, but I just don't have the facility to do the gentling. And that is, I think, the hardest part of the Mustang thing is just like, I work with all these thoroughbreds and I go to they send me a couple at a time. If you were to walk into Horse and Hound Rescue and see 40 horses standing in a field, you'd be like, so overwhelmed and not know what to do. But what I do is I take a couple at a time and I get them trained and I show people what they're able to do, and it makes them get adopted. So I think that is the one thing I would love to see, is like, I loved that trainer incentive program. I thought it was awesome because like these horses are all of a sudden seen being led around and touched, and their feet are handled. And that's just the one thing I think the layman, unless you've trained with Monty Roberts at his facility or wherever these people learn how to do it, unless you've done that, I had no idea what to expect when I started with the Mustangs. And it's just like, to me, it's the most fun of any horse training at all. Like, it's so fun, but it is very difficult and requires an exclusive skill set, I guess, is what I'm saying.
I think we're going to go with that first part of the quote. It's the most fun you can ever have with a horse. Quote Jamie Jennings. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's totally the most fun. Absolutely. And it's so rewarding. And then like Thor and Zeus and Magic, these 3 Mustangs that I had, after we were good, I mean, we're good. Like, they will jump in front of a bullet for you. They just absolutely are so dedicated to you, because I don't know what happens in their brain where they're like, oh, this is my friend, and they're in my herd, and like it's like we're doing this together kind of thing.
Very much so. I like that.
That was a really long. long answer, Glenn, to a question. Sorry.
No, but I think it's an important one. And we've talked about that in the show before. And I think you, Danielle, you alluded to this, is there's certain green on green makes black and blue, right? So, maybe a 12-year-old, being the gentler and this is their first horse, not a good idea.
Actually, the kids are really good at it. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
They're so resilient, I think.
Well, and they come at it with an innocent approach, I think. Like, kids are not about force. So we actually see a lot of success with young kids. I mean, I think our youngest competitor last year was 9 years old. And yeah, she had help from her sisters, but like, she gentled a horse, taught it to pick up its feet, did all the things, and competed in hand.
Well, that is the best part about the Mustangs is like horses in general, horses read intention. And Mustangs are so raw and so pure horse that they read the intention. Now, I know that you mentioned 9, they don't start with the 7-year-olds. They start with the baby horses, the younger guys that have less time out in the wild. But I mean, the first one I got was captured at 4 and was a stallion, and he was tough. But once you got him, like he belongs to a child who does pony club with him now. And then the second one that I had, he was born in captivity. Like, his mother was captured, and he stood in holding pens for 6 years until he got restarted. And the problem with that is he was so dang smart. He can open every fence, open every gate. He can open doors. He lets his friends out. Like, he was just so much like more cerebral, I think, than I ever expected.
Very smart problem solvers. Yeah.
And that's how he got the name Damn It Zeus, by the way.
Yep, Damn It Zeus.
Because he kept getting out.
Because I said that about 4 times a day. Damn it, Zeus.
So Danielle, you have a couple too, don't you?
I have one. Yeah, I have one Mustang.
And then Meg, you have a couple.
Yeah, I have like 4.
Yeah, I thought you had more. I thought you had a few. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a few. Yeah, they're addictive.
And she is the one who said she got into this 3 years ago. So technically you're, 3 years, 4 horses.
Oh no, I was the 3. I was the 3 years ago.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Meg's been in a bit longer.
So I started 5 years ago, but you have to understand, I kind of have a rotating door. So like what you were saying about, you don't have the facility to gentle the horses. And again, like, it's an exclusive skill set, right? It's not just training horses. There's more to it than just training horses. And so, being able to make these horses available to the general public because they've got that basic skill set now, that's where I'm at. I started with the TIP program. And then again, as TIP quit, like, I couldn't stop. I was addicted. I was like, I'm all in. So I have a menagerie of things that I do with the Mustangs to advocate for them. But the main one being, training. And if I'm not having the animal directly at my facility, then I also, help and coach and guide people over the phone. But again, because it's a community and we don't need to hoard the things that it's not like a secret recipe. Like, we want to share with everybody the knowledge that we have so that the horse can be successful, because that's the goal at the end of the day. So currently I have 4.
Well, I think that makes you guys
actually there though, Meg. You have more than 4 on your facility, right?
I do. I have 8 personal horses right now.
There it is.
Only 2 of them. Okay, so I have 6 Mustangs right now. I lied. I just counted.
7
2 of them are going to
horses.
be available at the finals, though, and one of them is my magic horse. So
you are not in the company of being judged here, okay? You don't have to hide anything.
Now, Danielle, you guys aren't affiliated with the BLM or anything like that, right? You're separate.
Correct. Not anymore.
Okay.
The foundation was contracted for 20-something years, but now we are a privately funded organization through donations.
Whether you currently have Mustangs or whether you're thinking about might having a Mustang someday, take a listen to the podcast. I think it's going to be good for both groups, don't you, Danielle?
Absolutely. We're very excited to have a voice for Mustangs and honestly bring Mustang people together because they are everywhere. So we're very happy to have a voice for them.
And what I've found too with Mustang people is they tend to be more willing to help each other. It's not a cutthroat environment like some of the disciplines, right? So
no,
this is a
the
group
community's amazing.
Well, because they're all doing it, to do the right thing by the horse, right? So,
yes.
I mean, that's part of the deal of getting a Mustang, and helping each other helps more of them get adopted and more of them find homes. So, well, guys, so it's going to be on this feed on the Horses in the Morning show tomorrow. That's when the first episode will be. They also have their own feed, which is getting out to the players right now, called the Mustang Journey. So you can either listen to it at Horses in the Morning, or like all our other Tuesdays and Thursdays, they have their own feed as well. Jamie and I are very excited that you guys are joining the club over here, and that you're going to be helping people find homes for Mustangs. I think that's terrific.
As horse owners, we have an unlimited supply of love for our animals, but we tend to underestimate the cost of their care. Routine and unexpected expenses can quickly add up, making it hard to keep pace. So wouldn't it feel great to be prepared with a budget-friendly way to manage these costs? The Care Credit Health and Animal Care Credit Card can help give you financial peace of mind. With flexible financing from Care Credit, you get to care your horse needs and then pay over time in easy monthly payments. You can use Care Credit at more than 25,000 veterinary hospitals that accept the card, and you can pay for everything from annual exams, vaccinations, parasite controls, procedures, nutrition diagnostics, and surgery. My small animal also takes it. I mean, large, small, they don't care. Care Credit, it's your card for a lifetime of care, subject to credit approval. To learn more and apply, visit carecredit.com/horses and pets.
That's right, it's time for This Day in Equine History. And in 1927, Swiss-Argentine equestrian by the name of Ime Schiffeli completed his legendary 10,000-mile horseback trek. Keep in mind, this is 1927, when roads weren't even that good. He completed a 10,000-mile horseback trek from Buenos Aires to Washington, D.C., riding two native...
Good God.
Yeah, riding two horses the whole way. They were Argentine Criollos. They were named Mancha and Gato. They arrived in late July, and Schiffeli proved the extraordinary stamina of the breed, making it one of the greatest long-distance riding feats of its time. Over the 3.5 years, his horses covered 10,000 miles across 11 countries. Mountains, deserts, swamps, jungles. They even mentioned quicksand. Yeah, apparently that is real down there. When they arrived in Washington, D.C., they were international celebrities. This was a big deal. President Calvin Coolidge hosted them at the White House. And instead of selling the horses or keeping them as novelty acts in the United States, he actually paid to have them shipped back to his ranch in Argentina, where they lived out the rest of their lives, and they both lived well into their 30s. But this kind of travel, in that day wasn't done. And again, there weren't the infrastructure that, there weren't McDonald's in every corner, so this was quite a feat, and it took him 3 years to do it.
So obviously one of the horses' name is Gato, which means cat. And so I was like, what does mancha mean, or mancha? It means a blemish. A stain.
Probably Daisy felt like that. Apparently he would switch. He rode them both, and one would be the pack horse for the day, and he would switch back and forth on which one he rode. It was a fascinating story I never even heard of. On this
when I did DNA testing on Zeus, he was Criollo. That's what he was.
Okay.
Argentinian too, so cool. It was cool.
Talk about tying the show in together today here.
Damn it, Zeus!
On this day in 1941, Canadian Hall of Fame jockey Ron Turcotte was born July 22nd, 1941. He became globally famous for what, Jamie?
That would be Secretariat, my friend.
Yes, it would. He obviously took Secretariat to the Triple Crown in 1973. Here are his career numbers. He had 20,000 mounts. He won 3,000 races with a career earnings. Now, keep in mind, this is 1970s money. $28 million in 1970s money. Of course, he is most famous for winning 5 out of 6 consecutive Triple Crown races in 1972 and 73. he did pass away just recently at the age of 84. And it was back August of 2025 he passed away. So that's Ron. And then in July of 1952 at the Helsinki Olympics, female riders were permitted to compete in the Olympic equestrian events for the very first time in history. The games produced one of the sport's greatest moments when Danish dressage rider Liz Hartel, who was paralyzed below the knees from polio, won the individual silver. And Marjorie Haynes from the United States competed. She finished 17th place individually aboard the Flying Dutchman. And she was an American pioneer. She competed in dressage, and she was part of the 3-person U.S. dressage team that finished 6th overall. So if you think about it, it was only 70 years ago that women were allowed to compete in equestrian in the Olympics.
That's amazing.
So there you go. There's my history. Now, those nice, serious stories are going to be followed up by this.
Time to learn why some days you're embarrassed to be part of the human race. In Jamie's Weird
Go
News.
from great achievements to this.
And, mine gets a little more audience participation because I would like to thank the people that submitted weird news stories. We just celebrate the weird here on Wednesdays. So I would like to thank Jolynn, Amanda, Aaron, this is 1 week. Aaron, Susan, Jenny, Kelly, Shelly, Charlotte, another Carrie with a K, Stephanie, Rachel, Michelle, and Matt. All sent weird news stories this week. Now, many of them did send 1 or 2 of the same ones, so I'll get to those. But first of all, Glenn, I'm kicking myself that we didn't keep a list of things that have spilled on the freeway. We've had beer. We had hot dogs last week.
Bees, lots of bees.
Bees, lots of things that spill across the freeway. And it's just worth noting that in Merced County, California, Highway 165 was closed due to thousands of tomatoes spilled on Route 165.
A lot of spaghetti sauce on the highway.
Lots of tomatoes on the freeway.
Oh, can you imagine? That attracted a lot of bees when they were done.
It probably did. The bees went right over there. They say, now, thank you for putting this out there. Drivers traveling through the area are urged to slow down.
It's probably slippery, that many tomatoes getting run over.
Yeah.
That's funny. Then we had tasty cakes once too.
Yeah, we did. We've had all sorts. We had everything. Now, this is just like the definition of weird news. Like, this is just weird. So there's a family in Oceanside, California, and they were in San Diego. They had traveled there from Utah to celebrate their grandfather's 80th birthday. So the whole family comes to this Airbnb so they can celebrate with their grandfather. And so Aubrey and Livy walk into the house and they're with their dad, and they're all adults. And so she said, my dad walked up to help unpack some things as they were in their Airbnb. And there's like a family photo on the wall, like in a frame. It was them. It was them. Their family rented an Airbnb, walk into the Airbnb, and there's a family picture of them. Are you getting this? Unbelievable. So they were like, the dad walks in, he's like, oh my God, that kind of looks like me. Wait, that is me.
I did see the story. Wasn't it a beach shot? It was a beach shot of a whole bunch of people, but they happened to be in it.
They were in this picture. It was like their whole family photo. The family identified the photograph as dating back to a San Diego trip they took 12 years previous.
How ironic they would end up being in the same.
And how crazy. And they're like, they call the Airbnb like, why the hell do you have pictures of us? They said it was just a crazy coincidence. Apparently, they learned that the Airbnb host had a friend that was a photographer, and the photographer had this photo and they sent it to a decorator, and they've been using like,
so there are a lot of Airbnbs.
Yeah. This photo, I mean, that makes sense. Like, if you have an Airbnb, like, make it look like a family photo and people will take care of it because they'll be like, it's a family's house. So it's probably pretty smart. But they were like, it was a super crazy coincidence. they posted it on TikTok, millions and millions in views and reactions. And people said, that's good luck. Go buy a lottery ticket. And somebody else, so the Airbnb people were like, it's just so crazy coincidence that happened. I'd be like, why are there pictures of my family floating around?
It's a beach, so you can take all the pictures you want of people on a beach. It's public.
That's crazy. So they did say that they checked out at the Airbnb and they are expecting any day a gift, a souvenir photograph from Airbnb.
Yeah, they're the only ones that don't have that one, apparently.
That's so creepy. Could you imagine walking in a place and your photo is in a frame on what? And they live in Utah and they're in California? That's crazy.
And apparently they keep going back to the same beach. That's the other thing.
I guess.
30 years later,
family reunion. Poor Nancy. Nancy is 76 years old and she don't want no drama. Okay. She's 76 years old and she lives in a senior community. So in that senior community, do you know the story, Glenn?
Was she from Florida?
No.
Oh, okay. No,
actually, Pompano Beach. Is that in Florida?
Yes, it is.
Yes. This is a Florida DMV who did this. So she registered for her new license plate online. And so the Florida DMV sent her a new license plate and she gets the envelope and she opens it up and she pulls out the license plate.
Oh, no.
And there are 6 figures on it. And the first, it does 3 and then 3.
Yeah.
The first was, okay, just write this down.
Okay.
SQZA55.
I can't even say it on the show.
So Nancy was not happy. And
I would so put that on my car.
Oh my God, right? Well, yeah.
It would look really good on your VW.
A55. I would love that. That'd be like the greatest license plate ever. So she calls the Florida DMV to complain. And they were like, well, it's a little bit of paperwork and it's going to take a while, but we can exchange the plate for free. So what does she decide to do? Nancy puts a vote to the senior center
they all
community.
said keep the plate.
16-1 in favor of keeping it.
Are you kidding?
Guess who the one was?
Her.
The one was Nancy.
Yeah.
16 households all voted in favor of her embracing
poor
the
woman's
mistake.
Probably the most loyal, dedicated Christian. She's gone to church every Sunday for her entire life, and she gets this plate.
It's so funny you say that because I was watching. It's like a video, and it's her being interviewed, and she is has her hair all coiffed and the curls,
Yep.
and then is wearing a giant gold cross
there
necklace.
You go.
You nailed it. So she goes through the community, decides to keep it, and then she's like, I get honked at all the time.
I bet she does.
With this. And then the last quote is her going, I'm 76. I kind of like getting honked at now. Way to go, Nancy. Way to go.
I love that her name is Nancy too. That's just perfect.
Okay.
That was a good Florida story, I'm going to point out.
I know. Well, this seems like a Florida story, but it's not. It should be, but it's not. We're going to go to Mississippi for this one. There is a person that is seen driving erratically in a car. She was driving. Her name is Kaylin Maxwell. She's 22, and she was in Ellisville, Mississippi. Population, they just had to let me know, 4,652. So there's not a whole lot of people in here. So she was in her 2017 Dodge Challenger and the police pulled her over. She rolls down the window and a puff of smoke comes out of the car. I mean, they said it reeked of marijuana. So as the smoke clears, the officer's like, oh, we're going to have to ask you to step out of the car. And she's like, I mean, I could. She's buck naked, driving stoned in her car.
And a Dodge Challenger is going to just encourage cops to pull it over anyway. So.
What is it? There's a cop, and he does these. He's in Arizona. His name is Frank, and he has a thing called Fridays with Frank, and he pulls people over. And like anytime that somebody has one of those loud mufflers, he's like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" He's like, "I pulled you over because your neighbors hate you." So that I can imagine this is what happened. However, unfortunately, Caitlin did not realize that she was driving her boyfriend's car completely naked. And they get her out of the car and they search the car. They found a Glock handgun at her feet, another Glock wedged between the passenger seat and the center console, and in the trunk, they found a third Glock and 2 AR-15s, which have been outfitted with a
driving
switch.
Around with an arsenal.
There was a switch on the AR-15 that makes it fully automatic. So they're like, which is like not legal. So the police are like, excuse me, why does your AR-15 have this switch? And she was like, it's not mine. It's my boyfriend's.
He's so happy with her right now.
He 3D prints them and puts them on people's guns and sells them.
My guess is I know exactly where the police went next.
Right to his house and resulted in his arrest for possession of a machine gun conversion device. And they said they seized a small arsenal.
I bet they did.
There's a photograph of this table that is full of guns. Like there's got to be 20 guns and a rifle bullet thingies. I don't know what everything's called, but yeah, everybody. So they're all in jail.
Safe to say that they're not together anymore. They're broken up.
Well, Ellisville has become a little safer since naked Caitlin was busted driving her douchebag boyfriend's car with all his stupid guns. I just love it. She's like, that's not mine. It's my boyfriend's. He makes them. He's like super talented.
Don't do something illegal while you're doing something illegal. Get you caught every time.
I mean, for real, like, let me just, not that I want people to not get caught. Like, you all should get caught. But like, how dumb are you if you're driving around with a bunch of illegal assault rifles in your vehicle and you're smoking pot while driving like an idiot?
Naked.
You should naked. Not naked. I mean, obviously, goes without saying.
Well,
go back
and
to
that wasn't Florida,
the,
I'll have you know, but it was in the South, so that almost counts.
Hold on. Let me tell you, on this day in equine history, Canadian Hall of Fame jockey Ron Turcotte was born July 22nd, 1941. He became globally famous. I just have to cleanse.
I'll give you a cleansing one that ended up with a happy ending. Okay.
Oh, thank God. I'm about to tell you about Riva Ridge. I'm getting deep.
I was going to send it to you, but then I forgot. So, I-75 goes through Ocala, and it's considered one of the most dangerous roads. There's accidents all the time. The road's closed all the time.
It goes up through Atlanta, all the way up to Kentucky, to Ohio.
When we go to Lexington, we literally go on one road till we get to our hotel in Lexington, I-75. Yeah. You never get off it. So anyway, it was closed for a different reason around Gainesville. And that is there was a 12-foot alligator in the middle of the highway. He decided to cross the highway, and then he got apparently halfway through both lanes of traffic going one direction and stopped. And traffic stopped, and apparently they had to wait till they got an alligator wrangler out to shush him off the road. And traffic was stopped for over an hour because the alligator wouldn't leave the road.
If you hit an alligator, that's like running over a double-sized speed bump at like high
You're going to trash the whole bottom of your car is gone.
Have you seen the video of the golfer who's like playing golf in Florida and there's so stupid. The alligator on the putting green and he's got to get, so what he does is he walks up and just hits it in the tail and it like runs up. But like, how stupid and brave are you? He just walks up and whacks it on the tail.
No. Like that, how many of the stories, like the one recently of the buffaloes getting people that get too close at Yellowstone? One just happened recently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a good idea. They're still wild animals, you know?
That video, by the way, was like an old couple walking together and like the buffalo sees the lady and the guy turns around and sees the buffalo going after his wife. And what does he do? He runs the other way.
And he's the one that got nailed.
No. Well, I didn't see that one. This one was another one where the buffalo chased after his wife, didn't hit her, but like ran and tried to. And this husband was like, I'm out of here.
The one I saw was the
her.
grandpa that went 20 feet in the air.
Terrible.
He's alive and okay. I saw an interview with him, and he was like all nonchalant about it. Would probably do it again.
Oh my God. And it was all probably because some tourists decided to get a little too close to take a selfie with the buffalo.
That's what happens every time at Yellowstone. And there's so many warnings there. But they look cuddly, don't they? I mean, they just look...
No, they don't. They look like giant monster bulls.
Tomorrow, no post show today. That's my fault, people. You can blame me. Send your hate mail to jennifer@horseradionetwork.com. But tomorrow, we're going to have the brand new Mustang episode. So tune in for that. And then Jamie and I'll be back with some bad ads. Also, send your bad ads to jennifer@horseradionetwork.com. We'll do those on Friday. Thank you all.
All right, everybody. Stay neuter, gals.